All right, here we are after all the spot welding and grinding. So you can see we've got everything all welded in. Got the curl underneath where I formed the lip. I got to do this one. There's a little hole. I don't know if you can see it right here, where it was rusted thin, and a little hole here where there wasn't enough metal. So I'm just gonna put a backer in there and just fill it. Basically plug weld it with an aluminum backer so it doesn't stick. And then over here, when grinding, this came through considerably too, very, very thin. That's where the worst of the rust was, on this piece of the back of the truck. So same thing. I'll just put a backer in there. We'll plug weld across it, grind it. There's a little hole to fill there and a little hole to fill there. But for the most part, everything is in. We've got a nice straight line across the bottom. Got our piece repaired. Let's go take a look at the inside where it's going to be extra ugly. So here we go on the inside. Let me get a light so you can see. You can see we've got really good welds, good full penetration all the way through. Right here's where we blew through, where it's really thin and rusted. And right here's where it blew through, again, where it was very thin and rusted. So we'll just basically put that backer on there and fill that. But you can see all the way around, nice, good, full penetration welds. There's that little bend I mentioned earlier that we'll just have to hammer down if need be. But really, this lip serves no purpose at all other than rolling under this piece of metal. Just gives it a little bit of rigidity. So as long as it's rigid enough, that's all that matters for me. So we got that whole piece welded in, all the way from that end over to here, which means we get to start on the floorboard next. So after that, I'm gonna take a little break today. Still feeling a little weak after the sickness coming in, and that pretty much took a bunch out of me. So that's where we are for now. We'll come back. Like I said, we're going to fill those, and maybe I'll do a little video segment on filling that, show how I go about doing that. It's pretty straightforward, but some people might like to see it. Who knows? So that, and then the floorboard on the inside. All right. Alrighty, here we are back at the Jeep. Get our panel dropped in here. There we go. Okay, good. Good. So now we've got a nice straight line here. What's going to be really good when we go to weld the back wall to this panel, that's going to clamp up and straighten the back wall as well. So that'll be really, really nice to have that in there. Okay, good. All right, not too shabby. Yeah, so what I'm going to have to do is we're going to have to do it with cardboard. So I'll take our template that we made and put it right up against the edge. And now I take a greasy finger there we go. And now I have a line, not only where our internal line is, but a line to trace on the end of here for where we need to remove metal. And this will line up right with our curve. So we're going to line that edge up there. So I'm going to go over to the table where this is easier. I'm not going to catch this on camera, but all I'm really going to do is line the template up on here, cut this out, and then trim this piece to fit, and that'll drop it down here, fitting the corner up there. All right, here we are. Let's see how we did. Okay, so that's pretty good. All right, got a nice line right there where that's gonna butt up, and we are, yeah, that is lined up nice and straight. So I got a little bit more here I got to take out. I can't get this up because there's still a little teeny piece of metal in there. Not too bad though. Just probably a little hammer tap down there would straighten that one right out. So I need to basically trim this corner just a hair right here. So I'm just going to grab angle grinder and we'll trim that while we're right here. that's warm. Woo! Thank God for gloves. Okay, and just a hair more. You can see we're still on that rise there. What are we hitting over here? Yep, hitting on this, which is perfect. This is not going to be flat. This panel comes over, and then there's a bend downward. So I'm probably going to have to put a little nick in this lip to get that downward bend, but we'll see when we get to that point. And we are at that pretty good. So we're about a 1/2 inch. So let's go right here. Take that off and then see how we fit. All right, let's see how we did. Okay, I can butt that piece in. Good. And we are good for cut and butt up to here. This is bad metal right here, but we're still going to do the cut of the cut and butt piece. This is good down in here. So this is all going to get replaced with new metal, but I left it in so we had a template to work from. But this is doing pretty good. So now I got to hammer a little out of the way in there. Good. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is put a tack right there after a moment, because I want to find out, you know, if I bend that and that puckers underneath, it doesn't really matter too much, does it? Yeah, let's do that. Need some weldable metal. And where'd that guy go? Just a little bit of the die grinder just to clean up that corner. I gotta get the wheel in there. There we go. Some weldable metal. There. Well, I might need to do a little cut and butt in there, really, just to get that to drop in. Now we're going to go and notch that corner right where this wants to bend, which is going to be here-ish. Come on. There we go. Yeah, yeah, so we can see that there's how much too long we are on this end. So I can probably take that to the bench and cut some of that off, get that to drop in. And what we'll do is we'll cut a little bit off and leave the rest for the cut and butt. Maybe even cut off past where this is. But right here is also where we're going to need that bend. So the bend comes right in here, so we'll cut a little notch, a V out of here. That way this can bend in a little bit. So I'm going to take that back over the bench, do that, and I'll come back here, show you the results. Just doesn't make a lot of sense to show you cutting little bits of metal out. Alrighty, so we went over to the table and cut off that edge, which is this, and we made this little notch right in here, which corresponds with the edge here, which should allow us to put a little bit of shape into this panel. There we go. Now you can see our cut and butt is nice and square in here. Did cut a little too much, that's okay, we can fill that. But what we're going to do is redo that corner weld right there, and that'll allow us to push and drop everything else into place. Okay, so that one. Under there. Okay, that's too big. Just need a little something for support. Pull that up at the angle we need it at. While I put my little bend in here. Boy, that did work pretty good. Putting that little piece in there. There we go. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. That, and then this. Yep. What I'm going to do is this one's up a little bit, but I'm going to put a tack right here. That's going to allow me to push and pivot this to get that back corner tacked in and butted up nicely, I think. Oh, actually, right here is not bad. But the same sort of thing. It's still a little low down here. Every time I move it, it moves by like way more than I need it to. Ooh, putting a tack right there. Looks like it'd be perfect. That's a good one. That'll let me pivot, tack, pivot, bend, tack. Okay, got it. Welding helmet. Welder. Okay, just a teeny tiny tack. Enough to hold that. so I can tap these into place. Yeah, looks like I was off a little bit. Yeah, cut that out. I was off just a hair. There we go. Just a teeny little corner tack. Go. And yeah, I'm gonna have to do some cut and butt along here because it's not quite exact where we need it, but it's close. There we go. So I got some sheet metal that's low here. This one I could raise up because I can get to the bottom side to hammer that. But this one can't be. So what I'll probably end up doing is hammering it down, honestly. I mean, I could put a dog in here and try and lift it maybe. Do that. I think that's what we're gonna do, because I mean the honest to goodness truth is I don't really care that much. Off-road vehicle. Ah, you fucker. Damn it! Well, somehow I got a big gap in there and missed something somewhere. And my light keeps falling. It's probably time to call it quits. When shit starts going south, that's when it's usually time to call it quits. So we got that in, we got that in, we got this in, we got our bend. That's in place. So really it's just cut and butt to a point, cut out bad metal, and put in new metal. So we're stopping here for right now. So I hope you enjoyed that.